Hello everybody, my name is Achruss, and today we're taking a look at Yooka-Laylee. If you don't know, Yooka-Laylee is a spiritual successor to the Banjo-kazooie, Conker, and Donkeykong 64 series of games. Those games were made by Rareware, however this one is made by Platonic Games, which has several employees that used to work for Rare, however they decided to split when it was bought out by Microsoft. This game has seen a lot of controversy lately, and I just want to put my 2 cents in on it. If you've ever played a game from the N64 era, playing Yooka-Laylee is going to be like an old friend. It's something you maybe thought you'd never see again, which was okay. Games from that era maybe should have stayed in that era. However, we've all had that experience of a game we know is never getting a sequel, and just wishing, man, if only I had a few more levels, or just a little bit more story. But some things are better left untouched. A lot of people tell you the Banjo-Kazooie series was in that category. I disagree, personally. I think if you're looking for something from that era, something to recapture a sense of nostalgia, this is the game to look for. If you were a kid in the 90s, you're familiar with the N64, whether you had one or a friend had one. And if you're familiar with the N64, it's very, very unlikely that you're not familiar with Donkeykong 64 or Banjo-Kazooie. These were games that made a genre all of their own, a genre called a collect-a-thon, where the whole goal of the game was to collect things. There were no levels, there were no experience grinds, there was no grander story. There was just one linear path and all the things you could find there. And if that sounds boring to you, this game isn't for you, because that's what this game is. While there is an overarching story, just like every other Rare game, it's not the main point. The main point is to explore and find things. Now, I've pretty much cleared out this level as far as I can see. However, hopefully we'll see a couple of things I haven't collected. The problem a lot of people will have with this game, and it is a fair thing to warn about, is the camera can be described as spastic. If you don't know what I mean, the old school games, they couldn't quite, and you know, Banjo-Kazooie is a fantastic version of this. Just thought I saw something up here, but might be mistaken. Nope. Or Resident Evil would be a better example. Usually it's critiqued very heavily on the camera angle. You simply weren't given control. Now, for a lot of people, this is a deal killer. However, with the limited control you have, you can do a lot of things. The camera itself, occasionally, will lock in position, and that is by design. In Resident Evil, it was to make it so the game was more difficult, so if you panicked, you couldn't really control yourself. In Banjo-Kazooie, and Donkeykong 64, and Conkers Bad Fur Day, it was put in due to technical limitations. With Yooka-Laylee, it's put in to remind you of those technical limitations. Because while this is made with brand new processors and 3D environments that could be from Titanfall or Battlefield 1 or Modern Warfare even, this is a different kind of 3D. This isn't the 3D that you pick up and you play for 20 minutes at a time. This is the 3D where you have a goal, you have things you want to do. You have to figure things out for yourself. But it's not quite a puzzle game. All it is a collect-a-thon, and that is a genre all of its own. And that camera angle is unique to collect-a-thon games, in my opinion. They're doing the best with what they could. Oops. However, a lot of people will tell you that camera angle and games like that should have stayed in the past where they belong. And to some extent I do agree. However, I think Yooka-Laylee is well done. when it was first announced, I was very hesitant to get any excitement about it. Assuming the worst, assuming that this would be another example. And there's an example of the camera angle changing. A less drastic one. However, if I, for whatever reason, am running this direction, the camera angle rightens itself, and now I'm not running the same direction I'm trying to. But, as I was saying, with Yooka-Laylee, I was very skeptical that the game could recapture things from my childhood. Could make me feel like I was 6 years old again, sitting on the floor, playing with an N64 controller. However, it's done it very well. I personally have nothing but good things to say about this game. It feels like I'm playing the lost levels of Donkeykong 64 or Banjo-kazooie. Even to the point that I have no idea where I'm going right now. I'm just running around blindly. I know there's an area I haven't looked at over here, but I can't find it. And that is another critique of the game a lot of people are giving out. In the series, or genre, mini-maps don't exist. There's no greater map, there's no smaller map. It's all finding things yourself. And that really adds to the exploration in the game. But it is frustrating, I will admit. For example, I know there's an area I haven't really explored over here, but I just can't find it. And I would love a map, but that defeats the point of the game. If I used a map, I would know exactly where to go. And I wouldn't find things like this. Up here on this ledge. Oh, and that's probably where I need to go now that I look at it. No, not here. Into that pipe. You find things you wouldn't otherwise find without a map. A map gives you a place to go, yes, and they're very useful and helpful. However, this only detracts from this game. I don't think maps have a place in these 3D collect-a-thon platforms. However, feel free to disagree with me, and there's the first collectible I haven't got in this video. And those are called quills. Those are used to purchase new moves, because that's all this game is. Collect, get new moves to collect more. There we go. Now if I spray that into there. Haha! See, it's not so much a puzzle as it is figuring out, have you bought the correct thing you need? For the most part, I don't think the difficulty is too high. But a lot of people would disagree with me. And I'm going to refer again, and this is sounding like a broken record in a way. Oops. Not really sure how to do that move, but okay. And I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with me on this, but the difficulty is part of the fun. Yes, at times it can be repetitive, and yes, at times it can be downright frustrating. However, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to emulate that feeling. Because anyone who played a game in the 1990s on the N64, oh, balls, is highly familiar with that level of difficulty and that level of frustration. I would call Yooka-Laylee a love letter to the year 1998 and the video games therein. It's not something modern, it's not something updating, but it is refreshing. Just to know that these games are still being thought about, and still people want to play them. And you know, I can't tell you if it's a good game or a bad game. Because different people are going to think different things, especially about this genre. A lot of people hate these games. A lot of people love them. I find the dialogue to be entertaining, funny, and witty. And even here, you can see it's poking fun at itself. The New Age adventures are coming back for some of old Cardos's dated minecart adventures. And this part, now I could be wrong about this, but this part to me feels like, again, a reference to the Donkeykong Island games on the SNES. Anyone who played them knows about the minecart levels, which were well considered to be one of the most difficult levels of all time up to that point, maybe even today. I have a bit of a flair for that game, and my hidden talent is being extremely good at that for some reason. But those minecart levels got even me. And this one feels a lot like it, but not as difficult. And if this dialogue ever ends, we'll get to seeing it. Don't need to see the controls. Whoa! Should you buy Yooka-Laylee? I guess that's really what you're here to find out, huh? How old were you in the 90s? Were you born yet? Were you a child, or were you a teenager? If you were alive and you were not an adult, and you were someone who played the video games, and you truly enjoyed them, pick up Yooka-Laylee. However, if you're looking for something new, something that adds to the genre, something that you've never played before, go ahead and give this one a skip. But if you want a trip down memory lane, if you want to feel like it's a different time, like, I don't know. If you're hungry for nostalgia, I would pick up this game. However, if you've never played a platformer before in this genre, and you've never even heard of Banjo-Kazooie, or never tried the N64, I would try one of those games first. And that's not because I don't like Yooka-Laylee, but the idea that it's on these platforms, and the idea that it's trying to recapture something that just isn't around anymore is a little bit jarring. And I know a lot of people were expecting an update on, the old Banjo-Kazooie format, the old Donkeykong format, the old format. However, they got exactly what they were promised. They got Banjo 3, basically. And personally, I think that's a good thing. Let's get through this level, and then we'll call it a video. I don't know. I'm happy Yooka-Laylee exists. I'll say that. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and I know there's a lot of controversy on the game, but it's captured my heart in a way that most games don't. I wish more of these games existed. Not for nostalgia reasons, but just as something different for the genre itself. It's proof that it's not always about great storylines or even great gameplay. It's, it's about a feeling. And I lost again. But I think this is a good place to end the video. This has been Achruss, and I hope you enjoyed the video. You can like, comment, subscribe, or share if you'd really like to. And maybe you'll pick up this game. It's available for $40 or your regional equivalent on Steam, or I think any platform of your choice. And we'll see you in the next video.